The external debit The external debit includes the total money owned by the government, corporations, or the Indian citizens to the foreign creditors. The foreign creditors should be the foreign government, the multilateral institutions, the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, etc., private commercial banks, etc. The external debit is categorized into sovereign debit and non-sovereign debit. Sovereign debit means government, and non-sovereign debit means other than government, including the private sector. Details about the Financial Stability and Development Council. Origin: set up as an apex level forum in 2010 with a view to strengthening and institutionalizing the mechanism for maintaining financial stability and enhancing interregulatory coordination and promoting financial sector development. Composition: the chairperson of the council is the Finance Minister of India. Details about the Board of Trade. Establishment: set up through an executive resolution as per the mandate given in the Foreign Trade Policy Statement 2015 to 20. In 2019, the Council for Trade Development and Promotion has been merged into the Board of Trade. Mandate: to advise on government on policy measures related to the foreign trade policy in order to achieve the objective of boosting India's trade. Okay, members chaired by the Union Minister for Commerce and Industry includes representatives from the center, states, and as well as the private sector. NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration's Artemis mission planned to enable human landing on the moon beginning 2024 and target sustainable lunar exploration by 2028. About the Artemis mission. With the Artemis missions, NASA will land the first woman and first person of color on the moon using innovative technologies to explore more of the lunar surface than ever before. It will land the astronauts on the moon's south pole. Artemis 1, an uncrewed flight to test the Space Launch System SLS and the Orion spacecraft. Artemis 2 will be the first crewed flight test and is targeted for 2023. Artemis 3 will land the astronauts on the moon's south pole in 2024. Lunar Gateway. The Lunar Gateway is a small space station orbiting the moon designed to be a flexible platform for missions to the moon and beyond. India adds 11 more wetlands to the list of the Ramsar sites to make total 75 Ramsar sites, covering an area of 13,26,677 hectares in the country. In the 75th year of independence, the 11 new sites include 4 sites in Tamil Nadu, 3 in Odisha, 2 in Jammu Kashmir, and 1 each in Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. The designation of these sites would help in conservation and management of wetlands and wise use of their resources. India is one of the contracting parties to the Ramsar Convention signed in Ramsar, Iran in 1971. India signed it on 1st February 1982. Tamil Nadu has the maximum number of Ramsar sites, 14, followed by Uttar Pradesh has 10 Ramsar sites. The Union Cabinet approved a proposal to include about 15 tribal communities in the scheduled tribes list in 5 states, namely Chhattisgarh, Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh. With this decision, the number of scheduled tribes in the country has increased from 705 to 720. According to 2011 census, the ST population in the country is 10.43 crore, which is 8.6% of the total population of the country. While the constitution is silent about the criteria for the specification of a community as a scheduled tribe. The Attorney General of India is the Indian government's chief legal advisor and is its chief advocate in the courts. They are appointed by the President of India at the instance of the Union Cabinet under Article 76, Clause 1 of the Constitution and hold office during the pleasure of the President. They must be a person qualified to be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court. India is a leading jute goods producing country in the world, accounting for about 50% estimated world production. Bulk of the manufactured jute goods is predominantly being used in packaging purposes in domestic market. Minimum support price for raw jute and mesta is fixed every year to protect the interest of farmers. Jute Corporation of India is the price support agency of the Government of India for jute. JCI, Jute Corporation of India, is conducting MSP operation, and as when required raw jute is transacted in over 500 centers countrywide. However, procurement of raw jute as percents of jute production has been between 1 to 3% of total jute production. National Jute Board has been constituted as per National Jute Board Act 2008. National Jute Board Act 2008. Jute packaging material compulsory use in Packaging Commodities Act 1987. Jute packaging material compulsory use in Packaging Commodities Act 1987. JPM Act has been enacted to provide for the compulsory use of jute packaging material in the supply and distribution of certain commodities in the interest of production of raw jute and jute packaging material and of persons engaged in the production. Under the Act, the Ministry of Textile has mandated that 100% of food grains and 20% of sugar production. IMF's Resilience and Sustainability Trust (RST) helps low income and vulnerable middle income countries build resilience to external shocks and ensure sustainable growth, contributing to their longer term balance of payments stability. It complements the IMF's existing lending toolkit by providing longer term affordable financing to address longer term challenges including climate change and pandemic preparedness. Sodium ion batteries. Sodium is much more abundant across the world than lithium, and extraction costs are extremely low. On the other hand, lithium availability is limited to a few countries. Also, prices of lithium have risen 7-fold since 2021. Overall, they are 30% cheaper than the lithium ion battery. A sodium ion battery uses aluminum, whereas Lithium ion one uses copper, which is 3 or 4 times more expensive. Sodium ion batteries can be transported at 0 volts, whereas lithium ion batteries have to be stored with a minimum charge. Raising the chances of fire hazards. Sodium ion batteries are charged at a fewer rate and have a life cycle that is 3 times higher than as compared to lithium ion batteries. Negatives of sodium ion batteries. Sodium ion batteries have an average range at least 30% lower than lithium. Sodium ion batteries have an average range at least 30% lower than lithium ion batteries. Based on the same parameters, this differential cloud rise to over 50% with lithium ion batteries, seeing huge range improvements. Okay. Sodium ion batteries can be used in 3-wheelers and e-buses on current tech spec. The World Water Development Report. The World Water Development Report is an annual theme-based report that focuses on different strategic water issues each year. It is published by the United Nations UN. The 2022 edition of the United Nations World Water Development Report WWDR 2022, entitled Groundwater Making the Invisible Visible. Groundwater Making the Invisible Visible describes the challenging and opportunities associated with the development, management and government and governance of groundwater across the world. The state government can declare an areas as national park, which is either within a sanctuary or outside it regions if the area has the ecological, faunal, floral, geomorphological or geological association or importance for the purpose of protecting, propagating or developing the wild therein or in its environment. If any part of the territorial waters is to be so included within the national park, the respective state government shall obtain prior occurrence of the central government. Permission of the National Board for Wildlife is required when alteration of the boundaries of the national park or removal of wildlife from the national park. Change the flow of water into or outside the national park, which is necessary for the improvement and better management of the wildlife. The Bering Strait is a strait between the Pacific Ocean and the Arctic Ocean, separating the Chukchi Peninsula of the Russian Far East from the seaward peninsula of Alaska. Bering Strait. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization is an intergovernmental organization founded in Shanghai, China in 2001. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization currently comprises 8 member states: China, India, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Pakistan, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. China, India, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Pakistan, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. 4 observer states interested in according to full membership: Afghanistan, Belarus, Iran and Mongolia. Observer states: Afghanistan, Belarus, Iran and Mongolia, and 6 dialogue partners: Armenia, Azerbaijan, Cambodia and Nepal, Sri Lanka and Turkey. In 2021, addition was made to start the accession process of Iran to the SCO as a full member, and Egypt and Qatar as well as Saudi Arabia became the dialogue partners. The 2022 SCO summit took place in Samarkand, Uzbekistan. The Quadrilateral Security Dialogue (Quad) is the informal strategic dialogue between India, USA, Japan, Australia. The 4 nations share a common objective to ensure and support a free, open and prosperous Indo-Pacific region. Naval forces under Shivaji. Naval forces under the great Shivaji. Shivaji not only built a naval force but also constructed many sea forts. He built Sindhudurg to challenge the threat of the Portuguese of Goa. Padamdurg was built to fight the Siddhis of Janjira and to fight the English of Bombay. A sea fort was built on the Kanderi Island. He strengthened the sea forts like Vijayadurg and Suvarnadurg. The main battleships of the Marathas included Guraba, Gulbat, Shibad, Tarande, Taru, Machwa, Pagar, Sangamiri, Hodi, Pal, Jahagiri, not Hodi, Jahagiri, Balyav and Fatehmar. The ships of Marathas sailed through the Gulf of Persia and the Red Sea. Okay. The ships of Marathas sailed through the Gulf of Persia and the Red Sea. The navy was divided into several segments or unit. Each unit must contain 5 Gurabas and 15 Galbats. Galbats means types of warships. Taxes must be collected from a certain domain for meeting the expenses of the navy. Shivaji gave priority to the Koli, KOLI and the Bhandari communities in recruiting personnel for his navy. About E.V. Ramaswamy. He was born in 1879. He worked as a Congress worker till 1925. Later, he associated himself with the Justice Party of Madras. He is known for the self-respect movement, opposed the dominance of the Brahmins in social life, especially the bureaucracy, to redeem the identity and self-respect of the Tamils. He was against the caste discrimination in the Tamil society. He participated in the Vaikom Satyagraha of 1924. It was a mass movement to demand that the lower caste persons be given the right to use a public path in front of the famous Vaikom temple. He would later be referred to as a Vaikom Veerar, the hero of Vaikom Veerar. In the 1940s, Periyar launched a political party, Dravida Kazhagam DK, which espoused an independent Dravida Nadu comprising Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu and Kannada speakers. As a social reformer, he focused on social, cultural and gender inequalities, and his reform agenda questioned the matters of faith, gender and tradition. He converted interested crowds into keen listeners into avid thinkers into principled politicians and die-hard activists. The Indian Space Research Organization ISRO successfully demonstrated a hybrid propulsion system that used a solid fuel and a liquid oxidizer. The hybrid propulsion system is a vehicle propulsion system with two or more sources of propulsion such as batteries, petrol, diesel and other renewable sources of energy. Unlike solid to solid or liquid to liquid combinations, a hybrid motor uses a solid fuel and liquid oxidizer. The hybrid motor is more efficient, greener and safer to handle and paves the way for new propulsion technologies for the future missions. The hybrid motor used HDPB based hydroxyl terminated polybutadiene aluminized solid fuel and liquid oxygen as oxidizer. PM Shri. About PM Shri, the Pradhan. The Pradhan Mantri Schools for Rising India. It is a centrally sponsored schemes with a total project cost of 27,360 crores for 5 years from 23 to 27. Aim to develop more than 14,500 schools across India as PM Shri schools by strengthening the select existing schools being managed by the central government, state, union territories or local bodies. Key features: PM Shri Schools will showcase all components of the National Education Policy 2020 Act as exemplar schools and will offer mentorship to other schools in their vicinity. Pedagogy, more experiential, holistic, integrated play or toy-based, inquiry-driven, discovery-oriented, learner-centered, discussion-based, flexible and enjoyable. Focus on achieving proficiency in learning outcomes for every child in every grade. Assessment at all levels based on the conceptual understanding and application of knowledge to real life situations and competency based. Equipped with modern infrastructure including labs, smart classrooms, libraries, sports equipment, art room, etc., which are inclusive and accessible. Developed as green schools with water conservation, water recycling, energy efficient infrastructure, and integration of organic style in the curriculum. Patent. A patent patent is different, patient is different. Patent spelling patent, patient patent. Patent is a statutory right for an invention granted for a limited period of time. Upon being granted the patent holder enjoys exclusive monopoly with respect to making, using or selling the patented product process for certain period of time. To get a patent, certain period of time only. To get a patent, the technical information about the invention must be disclosed in the patent application. The patents have been given protection under the WTO's trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights. Under this agreement, the member countries must provide protection to the patents for a minimum period of 20 years. Once a patent expires, the invention enters the public domain and anyone can commercially exploit the invention without infringing the patent. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 3.0 is a flagship scheme of Ministry of Skill Development. Kaushal Vikas Yojana implemented by National Skill Development Corporation NSDC. Apart from providing training according to the National Skills Qualification Framework, the training centers also impart training in soft skills, entrepreneurship, financial and digital literacy. Upon successful completion of assessment, the candidates are provided placement assistance by the training providers. Recognition of prior learning is a skill certification component to enable the Indian youth to take on the industry relevant skill certification, which will help them to secure a better livelihood. Individuals with prior learning experience or skills can register themselves and get assessed and certified under the RPL components of the PMKVY. It focuses mainly on the individuals engaged in the unregulated sectors. Details about the regional rural banks, RRBs, set up on the basis of the recommendations of the Narasimham Working Group 1975 through the Regional Rural Banks Act 1976. Mandate: the RRBs are the scheduled banks which have been set up to cater to credit and banking requirements of the agriculture sector and the rural areas, with focus on small and marginal farmers, micro and small enterprises, rural artisans and the weaker sections of the society. In addition, the RRBs also provide lending to the micro or small enterprises and the small entrepreneurs in the rural areas. Ownership: the equity of a regional rural bank is held by the central government, the concerned state government and the sponsored bank in the proportion of 50:15:35. Prudential norms: the RRBs are required to follow the CRR and the SLR norms mandated by the RBI. They are also required to maintain a capital to risk weighted assets ratio CRAR of 9%. Currently, there are 43 RRBs sponsored by 12 scheduled commercial banks with around 22,000 branches across the country. The Regional Rural Bank Amendment Act 2015 allowed these banks to access the capital market. However, in the absence of detailed guidelines by the Government of government, no RRB has so far used the capital market for rising money. The National List of Essential Medicines (NLM) is a dynamic document and is revised on a regular basis. It was first formulated in 1996 and was revised thrice: 2003, 2011, 2015 before 2022. Essential medicines are those that satisfy the priority healthcare needs based on efficacy, safety, quality and total cost of the treatment. The primary purpose of the NLEM is to promote rational use of medicines considering the three important aspects, that is cost, safety and efficacy. Criteria for including drugs under the NLEM: be useful in disease which is a public health problem in India, be licensed or approved by the Drugs Controller General of India DCGI, have proven efficacy and safety profile based on scientific evidence, recommended under the National Health Programs of India, example ivermectin, part of accelerated plan for elimination of lymphatic filariasis 2018. Fixed dose combinations are usually not included. Vaccines when are included in the universal immunization program, example rotavirus vaccine.